So here's a level 1 rescue, rescuing from a separate set of ropes where both the casualty and the rescuer are both in a descender. So the number one thing I want to do is make a couple of connections to the casualty. The first connection is what we call a soft link, and that's either the casualty's cow's tail onto my ventral D-ring or one of my cow's tails onto the casualty's ventral D-ring. So in this instance, I'll take one of the casualty's cow's tails, I'll make a connection onto my harness onto the ventral D-ring and do up that connection. That's one connection, that's one point of contact onto the casualty. Then we've got an option. We've got a quick draw, which is two carabiners essentially with a rated webbing sling in between. The equivalent of 3 carabiners strung together. We could always use 2 carabiners also. We're going to place this on the back of the spine of my descender, with the gate obviously is always going to be facing me and upside down. We'll do up this connection here, and this connection will place on the casualty's sternum D-ring, which is going to automatically keep them upright without any effort from their behalf, and when they are unconscious, this is going to be something that is going to be very helpful for them not sustaining any more injuries, any further injuries than what they already have. So now I have 2 points of contact. Again, keep a nice bit of clearance between myself and the casualty so I can see clearly what's going on. The first thing I want to do here, I've got my 2 main connections, all the carabiners are done up. I'm on my 2 points of contact with my handle locked on my descender, my carabiners are done up, I've done a double, triple check. Now I can release the casualty's 2 devices. The first thing I'm going to do this time is take off a backup device, because if I start lowering the casualty on the descender onto my system, there's a chance that this backup device might get caught up and become under tension to the point where I can't release it. Very easily at least. So now I simply have to release the casualty's descender until the casualty's weight is completely on my system, essentially on my descending device on the carabiner there. Take off the descender. The ropes are clear. We have a nice clear space here where my ropes are not tangled. I can see very clearly what's going on. Now finally, before I start making a descent, for a controlled descent, what I require is an extra carabiner for what we call extra friction. Place that on the side metal D-ring on the right hand side, the equivalent of the lateral D-ring on my left here, which you might not be able to just see. I clip this carabiner into the side D-ring, place the rope that comes out of the top of the descender into this side D-ring, close that carabiner, screw up the gate because it's part of the system. Now I have extra friction with the rope as I descend with the descender, and it's going to be a controlled descent. So now we can feel that tension of 2 people's weight coming through the descender, and I slowly start coming down with the casualty, remembering that they have injuries and we don't want to make them any worse. Also, as we're coming down and we might be on a particular structure or with pipe racks around, other obstructions, if I place my legs now underneath the casualty's arms, I can now protect the casualty's head and back from any obstructions or any other obstacles along the way.